This page right here will be one of the most useful pages for you. I strongly recommend that you bookmark it because remember, I've provided you a ton of questions and answers to those problems that you're going to face. And as well, whenever you're ready to ask questions, you can come to this page and scroll all the way to the bottom. And when you scroll all the way to the bottom, you will see this section where you can ask questions. What you can do is actually log in with the social media, and then you'll be notified really quickly of my responses to your questions or anyone's responses to your questions. That's the beauty about this. It's really fast, makes interaction between us super quick. So whenever you are ready to ask a question, come over here and start posting your question. So let's pretend that you are having an issue locating an element. On this page, which we'll use in the future, you will be utilizing this page a lot. And you might have some issues interacting with, say, this element, for example. So if you're having issues interacting with that element, then what you need to do is provide me HTML content so that I can help you identify that element. The key here is to provide enough HTML information to make it relevant, but not too much to make it irrelevant. So what makes it bad is if you provide me only everything this and below, that makes it hard because I don't see any of the start tags to the rest of these HTML tags. What you need to do is when you're inspecting your element, you need to look at the element and see all of its other containers. So take a look here that this lives inside multiple containers. And then only when I get up to here, it becomes irrelevant. So these sidebars and these large containers are irrelevant. However, everything from this point down may be relevant. So this is what you want to capture. So the way I actually have it here right now is pretty well set up, and I'm going to capture this HTML and provide it in my question. So when you're ready to capture a screenshot, you have multiple options. If you're using the Windows operating system, you can use the snipping tool. The snipping tool automatically comes with any Windows operating system. Just simply search for it. If you're using Mac, you get Command-Shift-4 keyboard shortcut in order to open up a similar snipping tool. I don't know if it's called a snipping tool, but you can capture screenshots with it. My favorite option, however, is to use Lightshot. You can download Lightshot for Windows or Mac at this URL. You can download Lightshot and install it. And once you have it, it's very handy. Let me show you how to use it. So if I was going to capture a screenshot of this, what I would do is I'd open up my Mac and I'd take a screenshot. And then I would select all of the relevant content. So I'll actually grab all of this up here. The stuff below is actually less relevant than the stuff above because we really want to see what's going on above the element. So highlighted green, you can use this tool to help you perform different kinds of actions. Like for example, I can draw a square. See that? I can even write text. And then when you're ready to share this, all you have to do is click this button here, which looks like an upload button, right? So you click it, and then even though you don't see it right now, a link was just generated for me on my other screen, and I can copy that link. I can paste it here, and now this screenshot lives in the cloud. So we don't need to paste images, we don't need to save images, we don't need to take up, make a mess on our desktop. We just share a link. So with that said, what I'm going to do is come back here to our questions, and I'm going to start asking my question. First, I've provided my problem and the problem that I'm having with it, which is interacting with an element. Then I've supplied what I have tried and what didn't work. Then I've supplied a screenshot of the HTML, and that's about it. The only other thing to add is if you're having issues with code, what you need to do is just simply copy and paste the code in here as well, very neatly formatted, and then you're all set. Now, the advantage of this is that if you ask your question in a good way, in a clean, easy to read way, what's going to happen is you're going to get answers much faster. Because we're interacting through the internet, there tends to be some lag time whenever we're having a conversation. Because it's not like we're having a conversation face to face. What you have to do is post your question, and then maybe if you're lucky, I'll be there and I'll answer it. But if not, I might answer it within an hour. I might answer it within 12 hours. And if I have to come back to you with a question, now becomes a cycle of us asking questions and answering questions back and forth until a solution comes, ultimately delaying the response to your question. So if you do it right the first time, you'll get a good response immediately. So see you in the next video.